Hey guys, it is Tuesday the 15th? 15th. It is almost 8 o'clock and we are getting ready to go to the gym. I had a very long day of work and there are times that, oh my god, that nobody wants to talk to you about, and that is about going to the gym even when you don't necessarily want to. One of the downsides of doing this competition is that, yes, there's days off, you know, in the general sense of like having your rest days per week, but there's no days off at the same time, because if you're not doing your workout or you're doing your cardio or you're eating constantly or you're going to your normal job or you're trying to sit back and recover while planning your diet, planning your everything, you know, all in all, there really aren't any days off. So even if you're not working out, you're still working on something. And it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you. I think you could probably tell by this. I am absolutely exhausted and I don't look like I'm very enthused about this. So we're doing our pre-workout in hopes that I will feel much more enthused. Today is my shoulders and arms shock day. And I know I'm going to be sore, I know I'm going to hurt, I know I'm already not feeling very into it, and I know I have to push through that. And then that way I can get this done, and, you know, when I'm standing up on stage, I can sit there and I can say, you know, here's to all those times that I didn't necessarily want to work out, and I did. So, anywho, we are going to head out, let me finish this, and then we can head out. And hopefully I will be ready for this. So, see you guys here in a bit. Good morning, guys. It is Hump Day Wednesday. It's about 8:10 on May the 16th, and I'm getting ready to go to work. But first, I want to get into the details on how to plan a proper diet for yourself. Before we start, I do want to go ahead and give out this disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am simply a friend trying to give you my personal advice. I've done this for many family members and friends, and if you want something that is above and beyond what I am about to tell you, you need to go see a dietitian, you need to go see a nutritionist, you need to speak to your doctor, and frankly, you should probably educate yourself as best as possible. And I am not above going and getting a school book on it and reading through that and learning it that way. So getting into this, the first thing that you need to decide is, are you going to be bulking or are you going to be cutting? Now, bulking in real world terms is putting on weight. In bodybuilding terms, it means you're trying to add mass to your frame, so you're eating in a caloric surplus, probably not doing a lot of cardio. If you are cutting, that's the real world term for dieting or going on
a diet. In a regular diet, you're eating in a caloric deficit and probably adding in some cardio to use as a tool to help you to add to that deficit. So once you've decided if you want to either bulk or cut, then you can go into how many calories you need to eat. So calories are basically food that you're eating that is giving you energy to sustain all the functions of your life plus sustain your activity level. Now, a highly active person, say like me, is going to need a lot more calories than somebody who is highly sedentary that goes to work at a desk job and then comes home and is a couch potato. So the difference here is going to be quite a bit, and it's also based on your height and weight and age. There's a lot that goes into that. The one that I'm going to use for you is not the Shape magazine one. It's not the one that Women's Health says to use. It's very basic. It is your TDEE calculator, and that is your total daily energy expenditure calculator. Now I can go ahead and link one of those below in the Dropbox, then that way you can use it. It's very simple. This is a tool that people have used to bulk and to cut for ages and to determine about what they need to keep their calories at to maintain what they're at, or their maintenance. So your TDEE is based on your activities. To give you an idea, my TDEE on a very, very slow, low day, not doing much of anything, is about 2,000 calories. Now that seems a little low for me. Again, this is just an estimator. This is a calculator. It just gives you an idea. I tend to run around 2,100 when I'm not trying to do anything. Sometimes up to 2,500, depends on the work I'm doing. Now, the next one, up at the higher level for a person who is highly active, for me, says that it's about 2,800. Again, just an estimate there. I found that I actually run better for gaining muscle, for keeping my energy levels up if I keep it about 3,000. Now there are days that I have gone lower and done about 2,800, and that's more than enough, but for building muscle, 3,000 seems to be the way to go for me. So then next, you got to decide if you want to take that a step further, because you could technically go and just eat less of your McDonald's diet, your SAD diet, and lose weight, or eat more and gain weight. But it's a matter of what you put in and what you get out of it. Do you want to put in slop and get out slop, or do you want to put in real good, whole, nutritious foods and get out good energy, healthy muscle, long-lasting results, good sleep? That's what you got to do here. You got to decide on that one. With the TDEE, you can choose to take it a step further and count your macros. And macros are basically your macronutrients, your carbohydrates, your protein, and then your fat that you're getting in a day. So when you are counting your macros, that is determining your ratios at which you are eating your carbohydrates, your protein, and your fat. Now, there are a ton of different diets out there, and I've done quite a few of them and had results that I wanted on all of them. So it's kind of up to you. You could go for a high carbohydrate, raw food vegan and do an 80-10-10 diet, 80% carbohydrates, 10% protein, 10% fat. I've had some great results on that. In fact, I did my running days back then like that, and I had a lot of energy. It was crazy. Or you could do a traditional bodybuilding diet. I had to write down the ratios on this so I wouldn't forget. There we go. Okay, so on a traditional bodybuilding diet, this is also a fairly high carbohydrate diet, and this says, let's see, that it is 40 to 60% carbs, 25 to 35% protein, and 15 to 25% fat. You could go a different route, go completely the opposite, and choose to do a low carbohydrate diet, such as a keto diet. Now, this is the traditional keto diet ratios that I found online. If yours are different, that's perfectly fine. I totally understand. These are just the ones I could find for it. It looks like it is 5 to 10% carbs, 15 to 30% protein, and 60 to 75% fat. Now, I do a modified keto diet. I need to take a drink of my coffee. I'm fasting today, so my body feels like it's dying right now. But don't worry, I'll feel better in about 12 to 14 hours. So I do a modified keto diet. I did try the regular keto diet ratios, and it did pretty well, but I noticed I did better when I changed them to these ratios. You do not have to do this. I do not recommend you do this. It's incredibly hard. So once you've kind of made a diet plan that you think is going to work for you, some ideas in your head, I recommend getting an app. Now, I use MyFitnessPal, and it did take me a long time to learn how to use it, but after 3 years of using it, I'm really good at it, and I can pop that baby in all in under 5 minutes and I'm done. That's a meal, done. So you have to find which one works for you. Some people prefer the actual paper and pen. That's fine. You want to do that? Go ahead and do it. But go ahead and log your food, everything that you eat, for about a month. See how it goes. Most people will find, even just following their caloric needs, that if they track all their food for about a month, they end up losing weight or gaining weight based on what they want, because they have to sit there and go, I don't want to put that I had a whole bag of Hershey's Kisses. You know, that's just how it goes. We don't want to be accountable for those sort of things. So go ahead and track your food for about a month, and then after that, implement your macronutrient ratios. Once you start doing that, give yourself about 2 months to get into it. And in 2 months, that's about what it takes for me personally to start into a diet, start to get used to it, start to be able to not even have to think about it. Some people it's about 30 days, others it's about 90 days. Mine's about 60, so hey, you do you, boo-boo. In the basis of just what we're covering here, building your diet. That's it. It is as simple as that. You don't have to get crazy. You don't have to follow the watermelon diet or the all cabbage diet. You don't have to eat a single piece of cheese in the morning and an apple for lunch. It is that simple. Figure out if you're bulking or if you're cutting. Go ahead and figure out your caloric needs through your TDEE. Be honest with yourself, and then start tracking. Track your regular diet, how it goes. See where you can improve, and then go ahead and figure out your macronutrient ratios if that is what you want to do. That's called following your macros, or if it fits my macros. And you can do that for any diet under the sun. Again, I've done it for a raw food vegan diet, a regular vegan diet. I've also done it for a high protein diet as well as a high fat diet. You can follow it on many different apps there, and then some of them will even have like the ratios for you on there based on your needs. Give yourself plenty of time. Now that you've figured out your diet, give yourself time to fail. We learn as humans the best when we fail at something. And you're never gonna know if you're gonna fail at it if you don't try. I'm never gonna know if I can deadlift 300 pounds unless I go out there and try. Now, this is not 300 pounds. This is something super, super simple. This is your diet. For as complicated as it can be, it is super simple. Eat whole, real foods, drink plenty of water, get rid of the junk from your diet, and do the best you can. Now, each person's best is going to be different. My best is entirely different from your best, and that's okay. It is a learning process and it takes time, but never stop improving. I say that all the time, and that is the truth. If you find that there is somebody that says that your diet is absolutely horrible, go research it. Go ask. Go find out the information. Find the opposing views and look at it. Read it through with a very blank mind, don't have a judgment on it, and see what you can find. You may find that what you're doing might not be the best for you, and then you may find that something else is. Okay, that's great. That is how you learn. So don't be afraid of anything anybody throws at you. Don't be afraid of your diet. It really is that simple. Don't be afraid of the different macronutrient ratios. It's all very simple. It is just an amount of food that you eat and what ratio. That's it. So anyways, I gotta get to work, and then when I get back from work, I am going to the dentist. And when I'm done with that, we can talk about intermittent fasting and why I do it. I will check in with you guys later.